This is a lifestyle. So you choose to live in with mindfulness. If you decide to become a mindful person and live in with the mindfulness, you are basically choosing a lifestyle. So you know how important is choosing a lifestyle. Choosing a lifestyle is always change your health, your wealth, your physical health, your psychological health, your social improvement, and your spiritual life. So send your emails, send your messages, any questions, subscribe our channel, subscribe our YouTube. I'm always willing and liking to do what you like to uh, practice with me. So our discussion today is labeling your thoughts and feeling with mindfulness. Um, Labeling your thoughts and feeling. Uh, we live in with a plenty of thoughts. Uh, Thoughts are always part of our life. There's a plenty of feeling we deal day to day life. Sometimes we know what we are living with, and sometimes we don't really know what we are living with. It's very, very difficult to live sometimes without understanding ourselves. It's difficult to live without having a good knowledge about what we dealing, what we thinking. So without finding what we're thinking, we always get into a trouble and complicated situation. Learning to label and find our thoughts and feeling and emotions and the meaning behind it. Always observe your thoughts and let it go them, and which can we allow you to create some spaces, some gap between yourself and thoughts and triggers. Triggers are everywhere. There's no life, there's no world without triggers and stress. So, building a space, gap, a good space, healthy space between yourself and your thoughts and the triggers coming from the stress responses, very important. Stress responses are everywhere. Responses like fear, issues with your sleep, trouble with eating, different physical discomfort, body pain, shoulder pain, headaches, sometimes unexplainable physical sensations, sometimes emotional and thoughts, and behavior such as argument, um, rage. We don't really know where this is coming from, and we don't really know why it's living with us. And sometimes we have a somatic pains. Maybe you take in many medications, maybe you take in plenty of painkillers, plenty of medications. What you feel in your body is not resolving. You still feel that pain. Maybe coming from your head, coming from your shoulders, or coming from your body. So there's a lot of unexplainable things we are dealing. Sometimes which has to do with your unresolved stress, your responses, and stress-based situations. It's not only benefit to mindful state, many benefits. We always talk about those benefits. The idea of this free time I'm spending with you, I would like you to learn. I would like you to improve a lifestyle with mindfulness values. Choosing this valuable lifestyle by becoming a mindful and mindfulness. So expressing massive amount of thoughts and emotions and feelings with everyday life, day-to-day life journey, we always open to trauma, grief, and post-traumatic situation. Post-traumatic traumatic experience. Mindfulness is a non-clinical lifestyle. Non-clinical support always giving you plenty of easy way to resolve and deal with what you're doing. As a therapist, I do many techniques. Always like trying mindfulness lifestyle because it is very natural. It is the oldest lifestyle that human being invented 1,000 years ago. One day, I would like to talk about mindfulness parenting. That would be a very excitement day for you. And also one day I would like to talk about how our native culture, how our native society and native society, native culture is a very mindfulness culture. Our native, our native ancestors invented mindfulness, practiced mindfulness from generations. I would like to talk about one day what I found from the native lifestyle, how connect with human mindfulness. So again, going back to the labeling our thoughts, we could label thought formally and informally. So today I'm going to teach you a proper way to label your thought and deal with your thought by using a mindfulness tools. So this is going to be a very important thing I'm introducing to you today. So we could label our thoughts formally as a part of mindfulness practice and informally even without doing mindfulness. There's a plenty of scientists and doctors done research about this thought labeling. It is a very neuroscience based research. The research has shown that labeling our thought by using mindfulness helps many ways to regulate our emotions, and it helps to promote insight during the time of stress and emotional suffering and pain. So we are now ready. I'm sure all of you ready. Have a comfortable seat. Sit down in your chair or lie down your couch or anywhere you like. You don't really have to get away from everything around you, because living mindfulness is living with the environment. Living a normal lifestyle and healthy lifestyle, it's a part of it. Keep your spine right, straight, hands on your lap, support your legs, and feet that on the floor or couch. By bringing your focus, your attention on the feeling, your breathing, inhale and exhale pattern. Bring your attention to your inhale and exhale. Let yourself to breathe naturally. Let yourself to connect with any sounds around you. Maybe your cell phone, maybe the little sound coming from your clock, or maybe the noise machine or your furnace. Let yourself to accept all the sounds around you and the sensation around you, and bring your attention to your thoughts. Notice your thoughts and arise in your mind as you breathe. Close your eyes if you like. It's up to you. Open your eyes. If you're opening your eyes, maybe try to keep your eyes with some directions or focus to something around you. Let yourself to be aware with the primary and duty of the mind. Your mind is your best friend. He or she born with you, living with you for many, many, many years. He know you very well. Maybe he's your loved one. He's living with you. She's living with you. She walks with you. She goes with you everywhere you go. And notice the nature and tendency of thoughts or feelings that raising and moving with you. Those thoughts arise during your inhale and exhale. And also, your breathing is one of your best friend. Even with you knowing or without you knowing, your breathing always living with you. Maybe notice the pattern or maybe not. It's all up to your comfort zone. It's all up to your safe zone. Believe me, it is very natural to have or not to have a pattern or random or obsessive thoughts. Now you see the thoughts arise in your mind. Notice and be aware of the thoughts. Every time you see a thoughts arising, generating, coming out, jumping, or making like monkey mind, notice it without judging. That helps you to accept it. And by noticing it, softly ask that thought, label that thought as thinking, thinking, thinking. Every time you notice a thought or thoughts, notice it and label it as thinking, thinking, thinking. All you repeating from your mind without feeling tense, without being judgmental, just simply say to yourself, thinking, thinking, thinking. Keep your attention mindfully, aware of breath and feeling of inhaling and exhaling. Again, your breathing is your best friend because he or she is living with you since the first time you arise to the world. Experience a moment of mindfulness by labeling thoughts. Every time you notice any thoughts, you're thinking in non-judgment you and accept the way your thoughts. Keep yourself very mindfully. Spend a few seconds bonding with yourself, attaching, bonding with yourself. When you are distracted by thoughts or any attention, any sounds, anything, make note and what you distracted and label it distract, 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 distract. Your attitudes and label your thoughts. Even you see when you label the distraction as distraction, distract, you see it slowly disappear. Let's say you feel some feeling such as anger because something happened yesterday or today, arise to your thought and comes to your mind and makes you angry. Label your anger as anger, angry, anger, and anger. Distract, distract, and distract. Always label how you feel without obsessing about getting the right label. Do not really push to try understand where the feeling and emotions coming from. By becoming more non-judgmental, by becoming no more obsessive, and more bringing attention to yourself and accepting your triggers. Let's imagine you have trigger right now. Any common trigger you're getting, maybe label it trigger, trigger, trigger. If you notice your thoughts are drifting away, if you notice your emotions, your feelings are drifting away because you're becoming more mindful, label the distraction as thinking and let yourself return to your mindful state by bringing a very rich inhale and exhale. One time, two time maybe, three time maximum. It's always up to you how long you're spending with the practice. There's no time frame. When you start practicing thought label practice, mindfulness base for 10 minutes, you could increase it day by day, or you could try this practice when you exactly really have a difficult time with yourself and your thoughts. Labeling your thought mindfully always help you to deal with your thought and your feelings instead of banking and pushing it. So when you're dealing with it by becoming mindfulness label, it won't go to the bottom of your iceberg. It will always deal and resolve. By having a couple of strong inhale and exhales, you're ready to finish your mindfulness practice. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale. Notice your breath. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale. Inhale strongly, hold your breath, and exhale softly, and let yourself to be mindful. Notice yourself, notice your body, notice your place. If you want to go to sleep, I know some of you already going to sleep after these exercises. You're free to go. I'm wishing all of you a wonderful weekend, and may you be free from all the pain and suffering. May you be peace and happy. Enjoy your weekend. Metta.